Welcome students, let's continue with the principles of electricity. In that we are in AC principles. In that we have already studied how the AC signal is generated, right? In that how the AC signal is looking like. See, this is the sinusoidal AC waveform. Okay, we have already studied some of the terms associated with the AC signal, that is cycle, time periods. What do you mean by cycle? Cycle is nothing but one complete set of positive and negative values of either voltage or current. Okay, what is time period? Cycle means, in this diagram, if you start from here, from the 0th point, if you come like this until the next 0, once it attains minimum, again it will move towards a different direction in the negative direction, and again goes to the negative peak and comes back to the 0th line. Okay, this completes, this is nothing but one cycle. If the cycle starts from here, somewhere around if the cycle starts from here, from here to here, one cycle is completed. Okay. In the same way, if the cycle starts from here, it is in a positive peak, comes to 0 and reaches negative peak and comes to 0, again it has to reach positive peak. This completes one cycle. You start from whichever the point, it should complete once completely the positive values, again it should reach 0, again it should go to negative peak and come back to the 0th position. Okay. So, this is nothing but one cycle. Okay. What do you mean by time period? Time period, in a sense, is the time taken to complete one cycle. Time taken to complete one cycle. That is, in the diagram you can represent time period here from this point to this point. Okay. Then and time period is represented by capital T, and here it is T by 4, quarter of the time, here it is T by 2. Once it completes positive half cycle, T by 2, and here 3T by 4, and here it is complete 1T. Okay. If you measure in the angles, in your trigonometry you might have observed sinusoidal waveform means it is pi by 4, pi by 2, 3 pi by 4 and 2 pi. Okay. That you have studied in your trigonometry. Okay. Frequency. Frequency in the sense number of cycles completed in 1 second. That means frequency is nothing but how many cycles. This is a one cycle, number of cycles, n number of cycles in 1 second, how many cycles that a sinusoidal waveform will travel, that is frequency, and frequency is measured in hertz. Hz you can indicate using Hz. See, in our home I have already told from the electrical company how much we are getting, 230 volts and 50 hertz. 50 hertz in the sense 50 cycles per second. Okay. So, how much time for one cycle? That is, frequency is 50 cycles per second. Time period is equal to 1 by f you can call. So, for one cycle, how much time it will take? That is 1 by 50, that is 20 milliseconds to complete one cycle. Okay. Then instantaneous value. Instantaneous value is nothing but the value of AC voltage or current. Here I have considered only voltage. Anything one we will take and talk about that. The same thing will be applied for the current. Okay. The instantaneous value is nothing but it's a value of AC voltage at any instant of time. That means if you take here in this time 20 milliseconds, sorry, it is 1 cycle 20 milliseconds. If I take for 1 millisecond, the value of voltage is somewhere around here. For 2 milliseconds, the value of voltage is somewhere around here. For 3 milliseconds, the value of voltage somewhere around here, something like that. At any instant of time, you take the voltage value, that is called as instantaneous value of voltage. How to find out that? There is a expression for instantaneous value, V suffix I is equal to capital Vm sin theta, where theta is equal to omega t, where omega is equal to 2 pi f. It's called as angular velocity or angular frequency. Okay, so instantaneous of value of voltage or current. If it is a current, that is small I is equal to Im sin theta. Okay, small v also you can write V suffix I also. In some books they have they refer as V suffix I, Im sin theta, where theta is again to omega t, that is angular frequency, that is angular velocity also you can call. And next one is peak value. Peak value in the sense it's the highest value reached by the AC voltage or current. Peak value is nothing but highest value is reached by the AC voltage or current. That is the positive peak, this is negative peak. Peak value is nothing but from 0th line to Vm, maximum value reached by the AC voltage or current, and that is represented by Vm or Vp, peak value you can call, or in case of current Im or Ip. Okay, peak value is nothing but the highest value reached by the AC voltage or current. Or highest amplitude reached by the AC voltage or current. Okay, this is called as amplitude. This from 0th line to the instantaneous value of voltage, that is called as amplitude of the AC signal. Height of the AC signal is nothing but amplitude of the AC signal. Okay, and next one is peak to peak value, that is represented by VPP or IPP, which is nothing but it is a distance from negative peak to the positive peak, or also you can call as maximum value reached by maximum voltage or current attained in both in positive and negative half cycle, you can also call like that, or distance from the negative peak to the positive peak, or a height between the positive peak to the negative peak, that is nothing but peak to peak value. So if you find out peak to peak value, VPP is equal to 2Vp, that is peak value. If you know peak to peak value, you can easily find out peak value. Okay, or Vm or 2Vm or 2Vp, however you can call. Okay. These are all the terms associated with AC signal that you should remember it. Still 2 or 3 terms we have, we will study that, because this will be asked in the examination for 5 marks questions. Even for 5 marks questions they will ask it, explain the terms, or for 3 marks questions they will ask explain the terms cycle, frequency and time period, or cycle, peak value, peak to peak value, anything, any 3 terms they will give and ask for 3 marks. What are the, explain these terms. Okay. The next one and the very important one is RMS value of AC signal. RMS in a sense root mean square value. Root mean square value of a AC signal. It is also called as effective value of AC. Effective value of AC. See, it is very important because whatever the supply current supplied by the electrical company to our home appliances, everything for domestic use, whatever you are using, that is of 230 volts, what we call, that is nothing but that is a VRMS, that is the RMS value of the current. Also, whatever the measuring instruments, AC current or AC voltage measuring instruments, AC ammeter or voltmeters are the measuring instruments for AC current and voltage respectively. Those also gives us the RMS values of the AC voltage or current. And why this? Why we will consider RMS value in the sense, see, in a AC signal, if you consider AC signal, see, AC signal sinusoidal, it is a sinusoidal waveform. Wherever here the voltage or current are continuously varying. At any point of time you take, you will get a different value of voltage or current, right? So, peak value may be somewhere around 10 volt. Peak value may be somewhere around 10 volt, but it will be in peak only for small amount of time. Again it will come down, right? So, you cannot treat the effect of peak will be remain for long time. So, we have to consider RMS value, and in most of the cases RMS value is only measured or in the used in the most of the calculations. Okay, see, RMS value how they will take. Before that, see, RMS value, how it is effective value, I mean it is also equivalent to, RMS value is equivalent to steady DC. RMS value is equivalent to, that means if you connect a DC source of 10 volt supply to a resistance of 2 ohm, how much current will be flowing? 10 by 2, that is 5 amperes of current will be flowing, right? The power dissipated here is P is equal to I square R, that is 25 into 2, 50 watt power is dissipated. Power dissipation in the sense how much heat is generated by the 5 amperes of current, that is nothing but power dissipated in the resistor. If you connect a bulb in place of a resistor, that will be glowing because of this 5 amperes of current. If I replace this DC source by a AC source which is having a 10 volt RMS value of AC, RMS of 10 volt of RMS value of AC source, if I connect, the same amount of current will be flowing and the same amount of power is dissipated in the 2 ohm resistor. That means RMS value of is 10 volt, means the peak value will be more than this. Okay, that will calculate, you will come to know that. If I connect a DC source with a 10 volt supply, a DC source of 10 volt supply to a resistor or a bulb, somewhere around 5 amperes of current is flowing through that 2 ohm resistor. Okay, the amount of heat generated, the amount of power dissipated in that resistor, that will be equal when you replace the source by a AC source which is having a value of 10 volt VRMS. Okay, the same effect will be there. That means RMS value of an AC quantity will gives us the equivalent effect of the same amount of voltage source, DC source is connected. Okay, so in most of the cases we will calculate, we will use the RMS values. And how this RMS values is taken? See, if this is a AC signal, RMS value tells us root mean square value. It is the root of the mean of the squares of the instantaneous values of the AC voltage or current. Anything you can take, current or voltage. If I measure the current in this particular of time, one value of current I will get, that I will call as I1. I will call this as T1 and it is T2. I will get a somewhere around I2 is the value of current. If I measure the current in T3, I will get I3. If I measure in this time T4, I will get somewhere around I4. These are the different values of current in the time varying signal. Okay, we will take all those values. If I measure him somewhere here or somewhere here, I will get IN. In the Tn time, I will get IN. We will take squares of those, I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square plus I4 square etc. plus IN square squares, and then I have to take mean of that. How many n number of I values I have taken, mean of that and square root of that. Root of mean of squares of the instantaneous values of the current. Here we will integrate this by 0 to 2 pi. What is that integration, differentiation, that and all you will learn in second PUC. Integration in the sense a small changes in the time. At this instant of time I have taken, there are so many current values you will get. We have to integrate all those things to get the RMS value of to get the expression for RMS value of the current, because you are unaware of integration as of now. So you will study the same thing, same concept in the second PUC physics and the derivation for the same expression. In our syllabus there is no derivation, directly we will write IRMS or VRMS, anything you can take, that is Im by root 2. If I derive this expression, I will get the expression IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. In our syllabus we have to just remember the expression. VRMS is equal to Vm by root 2. What is this Vm? Vm is the peak value or maximum value of the AC signal, AC voltage. Im is maximum value or peak value of the AC current. Okay. This is our RMS value, and RMS value Im by root 2 in the sense how much it will be. IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. If you calculate that 0.707 into Im, that means if you take a AC signal which is having a Im value somewhere around here, 0.707 Im will be somewhere around IRMS will be somewhere around here. Okay, that is if it is a 1 volt, Im is 1 volt and then IRMS will be 0.707 volt. Okay, so this is the effective value of AC signal. We cannot consider the peak value as an effective value. We will consider RMS value is the effective value of the steady DC. The same effect will be there in the AC source whenever the same amount of DC source is connected. Then in our domestic use, how much we are getting? 230 volt, that is the RMS value actually. So using this you can calculate, we know the RMS value, VRMS is equal to Vm by root 2. So we know the RMS value which is coming when you plug in your iron box or in your mixer grinder or any fridge, that plug is getting how much? It is 230 volts VRMS value. So that we know 230 volts and Vm by root 2. From this you can calculate what is the peak value of the AC signal that is coming inside. What is that? Root 2 into 230. Calculate this, you will get to know the peak value of the AC signal that is supplied from the electrical company. Somewhere around 325 volts or something. Calculate it and let you people will come to know what is the peak value of the AC signal that you are getting into your home. Okay, next one is average value. Next one is average value. We will call that as V average or I average. It is also called as somewhere around DC value of the AC signal. It is also called as DC value of the AC signal. In some cases that is average value in the sense, see, we have already told in the AC signal there are n number of current or voltage values you will get. If I take that as a current or voltage anything, you will get n number of voltage or current values at any instant of time you take, that is so many instantaneous values will be there. See, if somebody asks you how much is the power how much power will be dissipated when you use your iron box, or what is the efficiency of your iron box, what you will tell? 0 to 325 volts and again coming back to 0 and again negative peak of 325 volts, and you cannot explain like that, no. You have to tell somewhere some one value, reference value you should be having this, so that you can compare that iron box, Bajaj iron box, you can compare with the somewhere on Orpot iron box or any other company iron box. If you have 2 or 3 iron box you want to purchase, if you have 2 or 3 choices means you have to compare, that means you should be having the reference value for the efficiency. So in that case what you will do, you will get the average value of that. So average is nothing but if you have so many values, you will take the average of that, you will add all those things and divide by number of the components, right. If you have 5 values, add all those 5 values, arithmetic average, arithmetic mean you can take, add all those things and divided by 5 you will do. For example, another example, if you are driving a car, if you are traveling somewhere, if you travel from here to Bagalkot, somebody asks you how much, what is the value of how much is the speed, in what speed you drove the car, what you will tell? From Mudhol to Lokapur, I came in somewhere around 80 kilometers per hour, and from Lokapur after cross in the city of the Lokapur it was around 30 kilometers per hour. Will explain like that, like this, no, right? After entering the city I travelled in 20 kilometers per hour. You cannot tell like that, no, because you should take the average speed of that, one reference value, how much, in what speed we went, we will calculate that by the time we reached. So in average somewhere around 60 kilometers per hour we travelled, we will tell, no. So that's here also in the same way AC quantities will be having so many number of instantaneous values. It is very important to take the average value of those. Okay, average value in the sense I will take the sum of the instantaneous values of current and divided by 2. If you take the average for at regular intervals of time, if you take the values of current, herein you will get all the positive values of current, right. If you go to negative half cycle, you will get all the negative values of current. At regular intervals of time, if you take positive and negative values, what happens? Both will cancel out. You will get average value 0. So whenever we are calculating average value, we will consider only for one cycle. We will consider only for one cycle and calculate the average value. In the same way, the derivation of average value for the current and instantaneous value of current and voltage, that you will study in the second PUC physics, the derivation. Here we will have only the expression, that is I average is equal to 2Im by pi, or V average is equal to 2Vm by pi. These are the expressions you should remember, that's all, because here also we will apply integration and integrate all those values and will come to the derivation conclusion. So that we will study that you will study only after learning the integration. Okay. So the expression you should remember here is 2Im by pi or 2Vm by pi. If you know the peak value of the AC signal, which is AC voltage or current, you will easily calculate the V average or I average. They will tell this is a DC value of AC. Why they will tell? Because here you know what is the flow of current, in the sense number of charges transferred per this time, Q by T, right, charges transferred by time taken. So in this also, if the average value of the current is 5 amperes, that means the same 5 amperes of DC, if that flows, in both the cases same amount of charges will be transferred. If you connect an AC source, AC current source, if the 5 amperes of current average value is 5 amperes, if that AC source's average value of current is 5 amperes, the same amount, the amount of charges transferred from this AC source, that will be equal to the, if you connect a 5 amperes of a DC source. That means, so it is called as the same amount of charges will be transferred in both the cases. So steady value or effective value, or you can call this as a steady DC value of the alternating current. Sometimes it will be called like that. Okay. Please remember this. This will be this will be used in the problems. The next point, the last one is here, non-sinusoidal waveform. Non-sinusoidal waveforms. These are the sinusoidal waveforms. The sinusoidal waveforms, in the sense sine waveform and cosine waveform are the sinusoidal waveforms. Non-sinusoidal waveforms, in the sense square waveform, which look like your scanning machines, in pulse calculation machines, these other non-sinusoidal waveforms are used. This is the square waveform, and here I will draw triangular waveform. The linearly varying triangular waveform. And one more we have, if you study in further electronics, you are going to work with all these waveforms. This is a sawtooth waveform. This is called as a sawtooth waveform. Here slowly it will be increasing, after reaching suddenly decreasing, and again increasing slowly. In this way the sawtooth waveform will be there. Okay. That's all for today's class. In the next class we are going to solve the problems on this AC signals, AC principles. In that we are going to calculate the time period, frequency and instantaneous value of AC signal, and RMS value, average value of AC signals, that and all. Please do remember the formulae, so that we will cover this. After completing this chapter will be ended, so that we will solve all the exercise problems. Okay. Please you also try the exercise problems of principles of electricity. If you have any doubt, we will solve that in the class. Whichever we have left in the exercises, we will solve those in the class. Okay. Thank you.